Good evening, everybody. My name is Anto. Welcome to the stream. I'm coming to you live from the end of the world for another world building stream. We do this kind of thing every week, every Sunday evening. We get together and we work on the campaign setting for my next campaign for the Jewel Cities of Talabar. We've been doing this now for a number of months, like 4 months, and it's been going really well. We've got up to like 400 and something pins and locations on the map, and it's been going really well. This evening we're going to be using the deck of many quests from Lunch Break Heroes. This little puppy helps. I'm a professional. Helps if you get it the right way up. We're going to be using that to generate some quest hooks and some plot locations for our next campaign setting. We've done this before, it was a lot of fun, so we're going to go through and do it with all of the cards that we didn't use in the last go around. So we have the little top downy thing here, and we're gonna draw cards and see what we get with there once we have some more people in, and once all of the notifications, that's the word. Notifications have gone out on Discord and everything. It does it automatically, and sometimes it does it almost right away, and some weeks, like this week, it just doesn't seem to want to do it. Evening, Bob. Evening, Navtal. Thank you for joining. And I saw that we hit our follower goal like immediately as soon as I launched the stream as well, which is awesome. Thank you for that. That's what, 400 followers now. So it's time to set a new goal. Manage goals. Start a new goal. Start goals. 410. Keep it nice and simple. So yeah, while we wait for everyone to jump in and all the notifications to go out, say hello in the chat, especially if this is the first time that you've made it to the stream. Welcome. We should have a lot of fun this evening. There should be a lot of shenanigans when it comes to making some quest hooks for the new campaign world. Ignore the glove. I cut my hand this morning, and rather than let you deal with the gnarly cut on my hand when I'm doing the fancy hand cam shots, I thought I'll throw some dressing and a glove over it so you don't have to see my wound. Finally caught one of the streams live. Welcome, Pacific Sunset. Glad to have you here. Right, we are looking good for numbers. Still haven't had the Discord notification go out, which is weird, but you know, that's Discord's problem. You snooze, you lose. So let's go ahead and get started. So I've got 8 million things open on my computer. So that's a good start. It's a good start. We're gonna press a button and have it immediately black screen on us. So let's wonder why that's happening. Let's get out of this place before we make things any worse, and then figure out why that's happening. Pirate Lord asks, what is the deck of many quests? The deck of many quests is a set of cards that lets you generate quests. You get a quest prompt, an item prompt, and a creature prompt, and it allows you to like randomly generate quests. So let's go ahead and see whether we can get the desktop working. There it is, it's working. So here is the map for the Jewel Cities of Talabar. Let me make sure that is... I can't see whether that is working. Yeah, it is working. Paranoid now. So this is the map for the Jewel Cities of Talabar. The map was made in Incarnate, and the program that we're going to be using to kind of take all these notes down this evening is Legend Keeper, which is what I use to manage all of my campaigns, and there's a link to a video all about it in the chat. Black screen, or is it just nighttime in the Jewel Cities? Could just be nighttime. It's not a wound, it's a cursed scar of chaotic magic. Yeah. Welcome. Does that mean the Discord notification hasn't? Yeah, it's gone out. That's perfect. Right, so the way this is going to work this evening, if we jump to the top-down version and get my mouse and keyboard out of the way. Are you filling a specific region today, or anywhere the deck takes you? Kind of anywhere the deck takes us. I'm looking to ideally find places for the Dusk Empire. So if we jump back over again, see on the left-hand side there where we've got the Dusk Empire. It's a little sparse compared to everywhere else, so I'd like to get some things filled in there. Really do need to figure out some names for some of the cities in there as well. But we're pretty good on the island of Orr. We did a whole bunch of stuff for the Howling Badlands, the desert area up north a couple weeks ago. So I'd really like to fill in some space in the Dusk Empire. Bob subscribed with Prime for the 10th month. Thank you very much. Where's the best place to buy one of these decks? That's an excellent question. That would be the Lunch Break Heroes website. There is an affiliate link in the chat. Let's go ahead and switch to our top down, and we'll just do an example pull and see what we get. So the premise of the deck is you get 3 sets of cards. You get quests, items, and monsters, and every time you draw one of the quests. So let's go ahead and draw. So what have we got here? I can't actually read that on the screen. I'm going to have to read the real card. A maniacal wizard is conducting experiments to grant telekinetic powers to a large group of creatures. The wizard then plans to use them as a personal army to subjugate the realm. Pulled that card last time. I thought I'd taken that card out. But you get the idea. It would give you a prompt for creature, in which case you pull a creature card. What do we get here? A giant whose beanstalk was cut down by a thieving little boy. I've got a feeling I might have pulled out the wrong pile of cards here. Because I remember both of those from last time. So let's go ahead and double check that we have got the right ones. These don't look familiar. It might just be a bad luck of the draw when it came to shuffling. So let's just double check. I feel this feels familiar. Did I put the wrong ones in? No, some of these feel familiar, but some of them don't. We're just gonna roll with it. More subs. Thank you very much for the sub. It's much appreciated. Anyone that's watching that has Amazon Prime and hasn't used their free sub yet this month, just saying, I would very much appreciate it if you gave me that free sub, the free Bezos money. We really need to get like our Bezos button that plays Bo Burnham's Jeffrey Bezos when it happens. I'm sure we would absolutely get taken down for copyright, but it would be hilarious every time to just be like, Jeffrey Bezos. And a sender subscribed as well. Awesome. Choo choo, hype train. Right. Before I get too more distracted, let's actually start pulling some of these cards and see what we get. So our first proper quest is the citizens of a towns and hamlets have started to go missing. Rumours of them travelling to the coast and walking mindlessly into the ocean are starting to spread. Only creature knows something is really going on. So that's pretty cool, pretty evocative. A load of people walking into the ocean, and our creature is a lich of incredible power seeking to become a demi-lich. So we don't necessarily need the demi-lich aspect. If we go ahead and jump back over here to our world building screen. So as I said, I want to do this predominantly in the Dusk Empire today. So we're gonna choose somewhere that this can happen. So people are just walking into the sea. So we've already got some stuff going on over on this coast. Where are we looking sparse? I suppose it doesn't need to be near a city. It can be just along the coast. So let's just start in an area and we'll just start going. So we're going to go ahead here, create from template. Our template is going to be a point of interest, and the name is going to be Coastal Caravan. That's going to be a hidden page. And then we're going to go ahead and hide that pin. And then we're going to copy the citizens. Local towns have been going missing and walking into the ocean. Good evening, Albion. How are we? I don't like the lich for the option for only someone knows what's going on. So let's go ahead and do another pull. So this is a lordly ancient dragon that rules its realm from behind the scenes and wants the best for its people. That's way too high geopolitical power for what we want. So let's try again. Another dragon with a dead rider on its back, but who thinks the rider is still alive and just very quiet. I like that one. That one can go back into the deck somewhere because that's pretty funny. I like that, but not for this. What have we got? just dragons. Dragons and dragons and dragons. Let's shuffle this deck of creatures so we don't get so many dragons in a row. You watch, you'll shuffle it and just get nothing but dragons again. All the rest of the creatures are just dragons. I love D&D and D&D and D. That is uncanny. God damn it. God damn it. Let's try again. Was that 4, 5 dragons in a row? No way. It's the same card. Right, that card is going into a pile of shame. It's supposed to be a dragon. If we get one more dragon, then it's going to have to be a dragon. A demon who entertains itself by possessing the bodies of unsuspecting innocents and leaving them in compromising situations. I mean, that works pretty well for getting them to walk into the ocean. Albion, we are using the deck of many quests to create quest hooks and do some world building for the dual cities. So we're going to go ahead and coastal caravan. So some kind of demon is possessing dragons, possessing people and making them do this. So I'll figure out another time what this demon is going to be and where it lives, but that makes sense. Possessing, getting them to walk into the ocean, it's all good. Possessing dragons, it makes them think they're dragons and they're able to fly, and they try it near the coast. Makes them all think they're sea dragons. Sea dragons. Right, let's do another pull. So let's go back here so I can read it off the screen so I can actually see. So we've got creature kills anyone who tries to leave the village. Residents are on the brink of starvation, but all is not as it seems. So what creature? Probably a dragon, as we've established. A bloodthirsty unicorn. Corrupted by demonic influence, on occasion the unicorn can wrest control from the demon and plead for help. That's super cool. I like that. I like that a lot. So let's jump back over to the desktop view here, and we're going to keep it pretty close by. Maybe not close by for this specific one because we've just had a demon. So let's go ahead and we're gonna go right here. Create from template, and then what is this called? No egress. Okay. Hidden. It's the same demon from before. I did think that initially, but then it feels like it's too weighted in one area. It's trying to possess the unicorns and other powerful beings, and the humans are just yeah, I suppose it would lend weight to this creature. Have multiple things going on to it. Yeah, why not? You've convinced me. So we'll put them in right here and turn off pin dragon before I forget. And go ahead and hide the pin and no egress. So that is a corrupted unicorn. Kills anyone who tries to leave the nearby village. So we need to make a village somewhere nearby, probably on that left-hand side road. The unicorn is possessed by a demon. The same demon as what was this other one called? Coastal Caravan. Coastal Caravan. Sweet. Finally I got hold of another unicorn for my arm. Wait, a human again. Damn it. Into the sea you go. Don't breed with spiders. Villages in the gap in the hills directly below the unicorn. Could be in here. I tend to dot my villages along trade routes and roads and things, but we can figure out where the village is exactly. Closer to the time, I don't place a lot of the villages. Towns I'll place. Cities are always a fixed location, but for this approach, villages are very much where do we need a village and where would it make the most sense. I don't mark them on the map that the players will see unless they're in an important village, and then they just get placed wherever they need to go. Could be a logging village in the forest. It could be. But we don't need to place the marker for the village, because again, villages will very much be kind of randomly generated. I will either find a village generator or make a village generator to give me the bulk of the information for any particular village. The villagers are of a perverse mind if they do. Yes. Right, so let's go ahead and do another pull. So this time we have got a creature has hired your services to acquire item for them for their leader's birthday party, which takes place in a few days' time. Okay, cool. So the creature that's done the hiring is some kind of undead, screaming wraiths. Okay, we can work with wraiths. All depends on what the item is. Fiendish fruitcake. Devilish dessert looks like a normal fruitcake. It's actually a gelatinous cube immobilized by the sheer amount of fruit that's been shoved into it. That is incredible. Oh, and that could be a birthday cake. Right, in that case, I'm happy enough with the fiendish fruitcake. I don't like the wraiths for that though. So let's go ahead and knock everything over and make a big mess and reshuffle the creature deck, and we'll almost certainly end up with a dragon, and the dragon will want some kind of birthday cake. If we don't get a satisfying creature on this one, we'll make it up. A humanoid, a dark elf assassin with a troubled past and a heart of gold. So we forget the heart of gold and we go for some kind of assassin, and they want to assassinate someone by using a gelatinous cube cake. Bet you end up with a Drider. Yeah. So let's go. So someone's hired your services to acquire this terrible cake for a party, which takes place in a few days' time. So we need to know where the party is taking place. Probably going to be in the city of Opal if we're working in this region. And if we're going to go around here, around this town would probably be good. So let's go create from template, and we go happy birthday. So it is a dark elf hires the party to acquire a very special cake for the birthday of the leader of Opal in a few days' time. The cake is actually a gelatinous cube laden with fruit, and it's an assassination device. My keyboard doesn't like being this far away from its receiver. Trouble past, never had a birthday party. Yeah. I mean, we don't have to stick to every single thing that it says, but you know, the whole point of this is to get the creative juices flowing. So let's go ahead and do another draw. I'm going to stand up because I'm already numb. So let's... what have we got for this one? Some kind of creature wanders land seeking to perform a knightly duty. Will you help them find glory or thwart their plans? Seeking to perform a knightly duty. Why would you want to thwart a knightly duty? And what creature is it? A dragon. Okay, it's the dragon with the dead rider. That's cool. So the dragon and dead rider were part of some kind of knightly order, which means we need a new knightly order because none of the free companies that currently in Talabar are dragon riders. So that's another thing that we have to do. Cool. So that's fine. We got this. So this can just go on the coast here because we're working in... no, let's go up. Let's move a little bit away from the demon. And we want to create from template, and this is going to be a monster. Kind of monster, half quest. Dragon with dead rider. Could be he was trying to start a knightly order. Could be. Let's go ahead and hide that. Albion redeemed. Save your work. I will. That will get saved till the end of the stream, and then I'll remember to actually save a copy of my work, which otherwise I would forget because I'm pretty sure I forgot last week. Right, so a dragon with a dead rider on its back is unaware of dead rider. What does this actually say? It's unaware of the dead rider. Just thinks it's very quiet and won't entertain any arguments to the contrary. Just thinks he's very quiet to argument. Argument, and then to the contrary. To the contrary. Trying to start. Is it going to be trying to start a nightly order? Maybe. Could be the dragon got hit by a touch of idiocy spell that is permanent, or took a blow to the head, or is in severe denial. Yeah, could be magic that caused it. And then we want to think about whether or not they're part of a nightly order. I like the idea that they are the last of a nightly order, and that's kind of why they're so like, nah, my rider's still alive because he's the last one. If he's dead, then this order is dead. So last member of a lost free company, which means we need to figure out what this free company was. So we'll jump over into the factions and look at our orders. So far we've got the Order of Dawn, the Order of the Silver Gauntlet, the Order of the White Raven, and the Order of Twilight. So we want to make a new page, create from template, and this is going to be a faction. So this is going to be the Order of the Crimson Vow. Perfect. Perfectly evocative, that's what we want. A lost order of dragon riders, and that's all we need for now, because all we really want to do is just make a note of the fact that this dragon, wherever it is, the dragon with the dead rider was last member of Crimson Vow. My phone is freaking out. At some point it thought that I was talking to it, and it was just reeling off all the things that I'd been saying. Is this a red dragon? I guess it would make sense if it was a red dragon. Could be why people think it's evil. Absolutely. Magway, the Pure of Soul. He's the high priest of a temple in the unclaimed lands near the border with the Desk Empire. Pure of Soul is not his actual name, but an honorary title used by the first high priest and passed to every new one since. In the last few decades, a series of corrupt high priests have tarnished the reputation of the temple, and Magway desperately trying to restore it. Perhaps a party of outsiders be useful to him. Yeah, that is cool. We will go ahead and put that down there in a moment. Ryder was last member, Order of the Crimson Vow. Cool, so that's that. And then we want to go ahead and figure out where this temple that Magway lives. So it's going to be near the border. It's going to have to be near this outpost. So let's go ahead and we'll just place it there. So this is going to be a point of interest. And this is Pure of Soul. And it is hidden. I'm also going to double check that we are in the right stream for music. Yeah, that's fine. Just didn't recognize the track that was just playing. I was like, is that copyrighted? But no, it's good. We're fine. It's in the Streambeats. Okay. Back into the Empire. And back to pulling another card. Right, fight for glory! A gladiator pit has recently opened up in a nearby city and advertises wealth and fame to those who compete. Rumour has it that a creature is featured in the pits, with item as the prize for anyone who survives. That is full-on classic adventure quest hook. So the creature is going to be a family of peaceful gnomes that welcome pretty much anyone into their home. That can go in the shame pile for ruining the flow. Right, okay. Fiendish devils on the prowl for souls who are always willing to make a deal. Not really pit fighter arena kind of vibes. So let's go again. A fae, a coven of fiendish hags who steal toenails for their ritual. Could have a hag. A hag maybe. That can go on the side. We'll do one more and see what we get. An elemental, a sarcastic genie with a secret grudge. It warps wishes in the most fashion it finds. I'm sure it's a typo. In the fashion it finds most amusing. Cool. So yeah, genie, fight for glory, gladiator pit, fight against the genie. The genie's going to give you Circlet of Recall. When worn, record events as they happen once per day. The wearer can enter a trance-like state and rewatch and record events from any angle. I like the idea of the Twisted Wish more. So we're gonna go Twisted Wish. So this is going to be in the city of Opal because we have absolutely nothing going on in the city of Opal. So we're going to put that here. So rumors say there is a genie that fights in the pits, and if beaten will grant a wish. That wish is corrupted. Twist the circlet of recall. It changes something every time you view the recording. That would be trippy. I like the circlet of recall. Is pretty cool. So I guess we could, we need some more items going on here. So we'll just put the circlet of recall in here somewhere. I know I've got an item template somewhere. There we go. Circlet of recall. That item template don't look right. And we're looking. Is treasure template? Do we have a template for treasure? Maybe I've got too many templates. No, we'll just put it as point of interest for now, and then change the pin. So we want to make it green, and we want to make it a treasure chest. Right? Oh no, stars. It needs to be stars, because it's magic. I think that's the convention that I've set up here. The circuit of recall with the villagers trapped by the unicorn has the method of how to destroy the fiend trapped in it. That's a well good idea. Yeah. Let's go ahead and... Oh, we're getting... Right, we're going to put it... We're still going to keep it in that hex so we can keep one thing per hex. But that will be tied to it. So let's go ahead and make a note on our little unicorn. So circlet of recall has the knowledge needed to destroy the fiend. Get there eventually. And then circlet of recall. We have gone too far. We have delved too greedily and too deep. And everything is frozen. No, we're good. Circlet. When worn. Record events as they happen and can be played back mentally from multiple angles. Sweet. Yeah, happy with that. So let's do another card pull. So this time we've got family ties. At the stroke of midnight, a group of warlocks is planning to sacrifice a young girl to their evil patron. You and creature are her only hope. Ooh, this could be spicy. I like the setup. The setup is cool. A celestial, a noble unicorn full of goodness and hope, ready to... Right, that's two. We can't have two unicorns in such close proximity and tying another thing into that demon element feels too much. An angel is hiding amongst humans cast out from its heavenly domain. That's more like it. So we have a group of warlocks. So let's go up here. So a group of warlocks is planning on sacrificing a young girl at midnight. So where can we put you? Don't want to put you too close. We've got nothing in this city over here, so let's go ahead and do it here. Warlock sacrifice. And then hide our pin and click it. Right, okay. A group of evil warlocks are planning on sacrificing a young girl at midnight. A secret angel has been hiding as a human, needs the party's help to stop it. I'd make the angel the young girl. If the angel's the young girl, then either she'd have the power to get out of it, or if she didn't, then she might as well not be the angel. I like the premise of the party having to work with someone, especially player parties tend to go quite far off the rails away from good a lot of the time. So that makes having an angel to interact with makes sense. Her guardian angel that failed before and keeping her mother safe, or someone else in her family and secretly keeps watch over them. That could be cool. Angel has some kind of personal tie to the girl. The young girl. That was just me going, right, that's that one. So let's do another poll. Bon appetit. A band of rebels has hired you to help them overthrow their despotic government. They've infiltrated the palace and plan to serve poisoned food to the dictator. First, however, they need you to get the key ingredient, the liver. This is going to be made or broken by this. The liver of a despotic vampire lord with a taste for adventurer's blood and a weakness for poetry. Masquerade Ball. Masquerade Ball. A noble suspects they'll be targeted at a masquerade ball and manages to obtain invites for the party as well, requesting them run protection in the party. However, the masquerade attendees become polymorphed into their costume. Unknown to the party, an evil being has managed to blend in and intends to kill the noble. That is also really cool. We will add that as soon as we've added this poison the despot. So if we're doing this and they want the liver of a vampire, then they go find the nearest vampire and they learn he's a poetry nerd. Exactly. There is a vampire somewhere knocking around here. I say somewhere knocking around here. Somewhere in the Empire there is a vampire. It's a big list of potential locations. It's like 1,500 miles worth of place, but there definitely is a vampire somewhere. Vampire there. A vampire has come to the city in search of the glasses of hindsight, which she wants to look into the past to get information so she can find some kind of power, treasure, MacGuffin thing. So that means our quest here would probably be also on here, and it would be Bon Appetit. No, it doesn't. Our vampire just needs to be here. We don't actually need the quest to be here. So let's go ahead and drop the quest in on this city, because we've not got much on this city. Create from template. Won't somebody invite me in? Bon Appetit. Does I spell Bon Appetit? Oh no, there is no E. Brain is adding E's where there are none. Okay, Bon Appetit. So these would be resurrectionists. Resurrectionists want the party's help in poisoning the leader of the city. To do so, they need the liver of... No, we don't. It doesn't necessarily need to be that one. Of a vampire. Let's just leave it at that. Masquerade. Right, where can we have our masquerade ball with Ethan Rayne? Ethan Rayne. Is Ethan Rayne one of the sorcerers in Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Let's hide Bon Appetit while we figure out where our masquerade ball can be. Noble suspects they've been targeted. Masquerade polymorphed into their costumes. So someone who's targeting the noble. Right, so I think this might be an ideal one to tie into our existing vampire. Has my PC frozen? No. No, it hasn't. Good. Because turning all of your costumes into a masquerade, a living masquerade thing, seems very like Vampire Lord. Yeah, and pulled the trick on Megan Buffy and the others turn into the costume. Love that episode. Buffy goes full on caveman and has beer with all the college kids. Great episode. Okay, masquerade ball. I love Buffy. Such a good show. Like, really good source of inspiration for quest hooks as well. Like, I'm sure that I've pulled a significant number of Buffy episodes as the inspiration for quests in the past. Is that one? Ethan is the target instead of the cause. Yeah. I just knew as soon as I read the name, I was like, that rings a bell. I don't know why, it just immediately came to me that it was from Buffy. Just storing that in my brain vaults. Right, let's do another pull. So we've got Not Without My Precious. A nearby volcano is about to erupt. One woman refuses to evacuate unless she can find her heirloom. We've got no volcanoes around, so that one doesn't work, but I appreciate the title for that one. Squatter's rights. A clan of dwarves have dug too deep and awakened a creature. The creature jealously guards the item which the dwarves will happily give to you. If you can expel or destroy the creature, help them reopen the mine. I feel like that has already inspired one. That might have been from a previous one. Let's keep going. The show must go on. A magical carnival has come to town, but they require an item before the next show. Ringmaster has asked you to discreetly acquire it. Why would you need to be discreet in this matter? Some kind of flying broom. I'm not quite sure why they'd want a flying broom for a carnival, but it gives the players a chance to acquire the broom themselves instead of getting it. Oh yeah, steal it from a witch. Yeah, right. So we want a place where there's going to be a carnival. So not a city, because too built up. So we're going to go some kind of town. So let's have a zoom out and then think of... I suppose we want to think of where we can place a witch. So it's going to be somewhere along here because there's a lot of ideal wooded areas here for this. Let's just make sure we've got no witches up here. So I'm going to say here. This place right here. And we're going to steal shamelessly from an issue of SideQuest, which is my monthly magazine, available on Patreon, link in the chat, for the Carnival of Hysteria, which is like a traveling witchlight style carnival. So create page and pin. Hide our pin. Carnival. Carnival is in town, and these. Oh my word! That was overcome. Needs their flying broom for the show, which has been taken by a witch. And obviously, that is a lie. They never had the broom. The witch was a former performer. That's a nice ring to it, former performer. Who left the carnival, and the ringmaster holds a grudge. So the ringmaster is like, oh, we need this thing. The witch has stolen it from us. When in reality, the witch was just a performer with this fey carnival, and they've left to go life of their own. And the ringmaster's like, well, we can't allow that. Go and steal her broom. Spurned him for another performer, yeah. For another performer. And then go and make from template. Excuse me. What do we want? We want monster. I feel kind of bad calling the witch a monster in this context, like, but oh well. Witch. Carnival. And hide that pin and go back into there, and we will change that to be witch brackets carnival, or not. There we go. Excellent. Going full on Mr. Burns. Right, let's do another poll. So this time we've got the newcomers. The Van Zolts are a new noble family within the city and do not conform to the norms of high society. They keep a creature as a sort of pet, which has been causing quite the ruckus. Other noble families want to deal with it. I like that. That's a really nice quest hook. Hydra. Are we saying Hydra as the creature, or Hydra as in the dark, shadowy organization? The monster, a mimic in the shape and the size of a house situated in the middle of a large town, works with an enslaved real estate agent to get its prey. I mean, the enslaved real estate agent we can throw out, but the Van Zolts being like new folk to town and bringing a house mimic with them, I can understand why the homeowners association would not take kindly to that. I love that. I love that so much. Right, let's find a city to put this in, because it did say specifically a city, and a mimic in a city would be a house mimic would be terrible. Zoom out and get a big picture view of what's going on in here. So we're very coastal focused at the moment. We still have quite a lot of empty space down here in this main portion of the empire, so I think we're going to want to focus there. We don't have any monsters up here, do we? We've got the Bon Appetit, so they want the help there. And then a warlock sacrifice. Yeah, let's make it this city again. So we want to create from template, and I guess this would be a monster. Go ahead and hide that pin and hide that. A noble family, Van Zolts, have recently arrived in town and brought with them their domesticated house mimic, which is causing quite a stir in the local community. Absolutely, they're the Addams family. 100%. So, secret. The Van Zolts are basically the Addams family. Yes, ideal. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I love that. So then we have, if the players arrive at this city, we've got the Bon Appetit, we've got the house mimic, the Addams family values. We've also got some kind of ring. So we've got a reasonable chunk to go with this city. Let's go ahead and pull another card and see what we get. On the shores of fate, a ghostly woman is seen walking along the shore at night, as if looking for something. She is tied to the material plane by the loss of her item. Will you find it and put her soul to rest? Perfect. Like, ideal quest. Nice and simple. A weasel's warbow. No. She's probably made for weasel, a giant of a man, 7 feet long. Most need to shoot at an angle. It grants increased range. No, that doesn't fit the somber nature of this. Stolen phylactery. Golden egg encrusted with diamonds and precious gems. It's not just some priceless treasure. It's the phylactery of a lich, stolen by another adventuring party. Best sleep with one eye open was in possession. I'm going to put that aside for another quest, because that's pretty cool. And we're going to go snake charmer. No. Ebony staff. Carved head of a snake. Ruby eyes pulse and hypnotic rhythm. Could be the ghost of a phylactery. For some reason, my mind has gone more sweet in this. Shield of mirrors. Shield creates a harmless mirror image of the one who wields it as to confuse its enemies. Yeah, I can do something with that. We can do something with that. That feels quite pacifistic. Right, so we're going to choose an element of shoreline, which is going to be right here, this little nub. And we're going to create from template, and we're going to go on the shores of fate. Well, good name for a quest. BT dubs. And we want this to be quests. Where are my quests? It's the point of interest, isn't it? It wasn't advertised as a spooky stream, but the deck knows what month it is. Yeah, it does feel like that. Oh, we're going to have to figure out. We have a stream like the day before Halloween. Oh my god. We're going to have to do a spooky stream. I'm going to need a spooky costume. Oh my god. I need to think about this. Right, okay. A ghostly woman. I really wish I had text to speech. Speech to text? Yeah, that one. A ghostly woman is seen walking along. Otherwise, then I wouldn't have to William Shatner it by pausing every few words. That really wasn't an intentional pause. As if looking for something is tied to this plane until she finds the shield of mirrors, which belonged to her lover. Ghostly woman, it sounds like a scientific name for some sort of dead creature. Yeah. Right, the shield of mirrors. I'm going to put the shield of mirrors in water, because we don't have enough stuff in the water. That's why she's patrolling the shore, because it's out in the water. So it's going to be another point of interest. Hidden, create page and pin. Hide pin, edit pin, change pin, and make it a sword, because it's an item. Make it green and confirm. The shield of mirrors. Right. Gothia, lady of the House Van Zolts. let's go ahead and where did we put the Vanzels? It was that way, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. The house mimic. I need to clear the request queue. Not been nearly on top of that enough. Let's go ahead and clear through that. Mark that as complete. Name NPC. Mark that as complete. Add a random encounter. That one and that one. And that's all of them. Until save your work at the end. Good. Right. I can't find my mouse. There we go. Could be that certain ships reported a mysterious light coming from underwater at very specific times because of reflections. Could be. That could be one way to go for it. I don't know whether it's going to be a case of, oh, it's just at sea, or whether we're going to go... It feels very much like a Witcher quest to me. So my mind is like Drowners. Drowners and other undead. But we'll see. Specifics can be worked out if the players get there. Let's see how we're looking. We're getting there. We're starting to fill in some space in the old empire. Let's go ahead and draw another card, if I can find the right tab. School of Hard Knocks, a school of magic, has kept an item safe and hidden for generations, but rumours of its location have now gotten out. Now Creature is determined to steal it with the help of Creature. Can you thwart their attempts? So naturally, this has got to be the stolen phylactery, and then we just need to figure out what creature the Lich, whose phylactery it is employing. A pair of cunning cockatrices who work together to take down their prey. That's not nearly cunning enough. Let's go for the next one. A tribe of orcs who see it as their divine duty to destroy any non-orc civilization they encounter. All orcs are inherently evil for my taste, but having some kind of band of orcs could work. So we've got a lich who is trying to regain their soul jar from a magic school. So we need to figure out where to put this magic school. Which is a very good question. And I can't remember where the different colleges and things were. It is determined to make it a spooky encounter. What have I missed? Sly Cougar, I'm late. Nah, you're right on time. A wizard is never late. We are doing some world building using the deck of many quests to give us some quest hook ideas. Now then, make a group of 5 bloody quest point of interest. These points need to be spread in many hexes. In the middle is a sealed demon. If the final bloody point is completed, the demon is released. I like that idea. We do have, this world already has a sealed entity with various seals on it. So, won't use the idea, but it is a good, well, have already used the idea? Yeah, have already used the idea. And it's a good idea. Wizard is never late, but I'm a rogue. Right, we need to figure out where this magic school can be. I'm thinking we go north. And let's go. We've already got some stuff. We've got a Lunar Naga and a Flying Golem up in the hill place. We got some stuff going on in Last Watch, so let's go up to Last Watch. There's a Slender Man up there apparently, but we can create from template, and we can. Last Watch might be a little far out for magic school, but we can have. We don't have to have it be a magic school. We can have something else. Actually, I know what we can do. So in Quartz, which is the city over the water, that's the home of the Watch, which is our dark archive kind of monster hunting establishment. So they could have once had a base of operation in Last Watch. Hence the name Last Watch could have come from the fact that the Watch were based there once upon a time. So there could be kind of a remnant there. Something that has evolved from the Watch guarding this stolen soldier, and that is why. So yeah, let's go stolen soldier. and then we adapt it to the world. Okay, so the watch once held a position in the city and protected a golden jewel encrusted egg that served as the soul jar for a lich. The lich has learned the jar may be in the city and has hired a band of orcs to retrieve. And then we'll fill in all the details later. To be fair, if the watch was known enough, it could be assumed that they have such an item in their possession. No need to leak it. Yeah, definitely. I can't remember what the watch, what their full name was. Why did they not destroy it? Any number of reasons. Who knows? So yeah, the watch, group dedicated to discovery and destruction of paranormal and extraplanar threats throughout Televar. Some point in the past, disaster struck and they're now weaker than they were before. We do have a reason. I'm sure we had written something down as to them having kind of like a sub-faction that was like, oh, well, you know, why not use the ring? Kind of idea. Bad documentation, they forgot they had it, yeah. Misidentification. A clerical error. I actually really like the idea of it being a clerical error. That feels so much like, so true to the bureaucracy of these organizations. Never destroyed when it should be. That's good. That I like that a lot. Maybe a mole was trying to hide it. Maybe I like it being a clerical error. It's so mundane for how big of an impact it can have, and that appeals to me greatly. So let's go ahead and how many? We've not got many quests left. We've got what, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Dude, we've got like 15 left. So let's go and do another one. Sapphires and Servitude. Shipments from a local... I'm bringing it closer because I can't see. Shipments from a local mine have stopped. Creature, the miners have uncovered, has turned them all into slaves. You've been hired to sort the issue out, but the slaves seem strangely happy with their predicament. That's not the vibe. Like, we don't like the vibes of that one. We're going to move swiftly on. What dreams may come? Every night the king has been visited by horrific dreams of a creature. Without sleep, his ability to govern is diminishing and the rivals are closing in. Court Wizard will send your party into the king's dreams to solve the problem and rescue the kingdom. That won't work for the Empire, but it would probably work for the Hinterlands. A clan of kobolds. Nope, that's... In fact, clan of kobolds, you can go into the shame pile. Give us something spooky, a giant, an onion-scented ogre from the local swamp, and his donkey companion. Again, shame pile. Dragon. Yeah, where are all the dragons? A sultry succubus with a thing for daring adventurers. I can imagine the hilarity that would ensue with that. So yeah, King's been dreaming oh succubus. So that doesn't work for the Empire, but it does work for the Hinterlands. So let's go ahead. Quartz is currently our only city in the Hinterlands. So we'll go ahead and we will create from template. And watch dreams make up. Cast lock is on. And we want to hide our pin. And then the Hinter King has been dreaming of his terrible beauty, and his rule is faltering because of it. Court Wizard has you to inception him to remove the dreams. The dreams are actually a succubus. Isn't entering the dreams of people and feasting on their soul or something the modus operandi of succubi and incubi? Yeah, it feels like it. Like, could be an honest to God crush. Oh yeah, like I like the idea that in the king's mind, the king is just seeing like this incredible beauty, like terrible in the sense of wrecking all of his life because it's all he can think about. But in his mind, he's like, I keep dreaming about this person, and oh my, I can't stop that, you know, and it's having a bunch of detriment. Hit by ads, curses. The succubus is the one who has the crush, and the king is trying to make him fall for the truth. That would be a good twist. Succubus genuinely digs the king. Methods are terrible, and you know, go about it a different way, succubus. But I like that. That's fun. We will wait until everyone has cleared the ads. I need to figure out how to set up the warning so I figure out when they are coming. Because I don't actually know where that is. No, I'll have to I need to figure out. There is a way that you can get Twitch to like. Twitch can give me a warning to be like, hey, ads are coming. But I don't actually know how you do it. I'll have to look into it because it always sucks to be in the middle of a diatribe and then the ads roll in and no one gets to hear what obviously would have been incredible. It could be the succubus is trying to make him fall for at the same time someone else is manipulating the dreams. Yeah, like I like the idea that the succubus is like genuinely into this and just doesn't know how to go about it properly. That's an interesting twist. Right, so let's draw another one. I'm looking at the wrong monitor, so I'm like 5 seconds behind. A local astronomer says the massive meteor will collide with the world in 1 week's time and wants your party to save the world. Only the fabled item can help you, but rumors say it's no longer on this plane of existence. If we're doing asteroids are coming, then we're doing Armageddon, and it's a case of an asteroid is coming and we're gonna magic teleportation circle you onto the asteroid and you're going to blow it up from the inside. Wait, that's just the astronomer from the Veil, isn't it? Yeah, I think that is one we have had last time. I kind of do want to do an Armageddon though. It's way too transparent that the players would know what was going on immediately, but part of me really does want to give them the chance to like go onto an asteroid and blow it up. Right, just out of reach, a merchant has had to abandon his wares on the road. He is eager to sell items to the local townsfolk, but creature is guarding the abandoned wagon. So the item would be a salve of healing. Can bring one back from threshold of death. So that's a useful thing to sell to a local population, and being guarded by the evil clone of a good wizard. Oh, I love that. Dark half. Okay, right, we need to figure out somewhere in the Empire for this to be going down. Somewhere on the road. And we got a big old stretch of road here that's got nothing on it, so we're just going to go into the middle of that. Create from template. And we're going to go just out of reach. Oh no. This needs to be a monster, and then it needs to be evil clone, obviously. I actually think that there might be some kind of like evil dark half creature in the Dark Archive, maybe. The Dark Archive does deal with that. I'm almost certain. Let me go ahead and find the Dark Archive. And we'll find out together. Dark Archive. Drag. Drag. Yep. Dark Archive. Okay, let's have a look. I'm sure there is. They use the Mirror of Opposition. Mirrors and Imposters. Yeah, I knew that. See, I knew there was a thing. Document outline. This is the stolen case files. Mirrors and imposters. Reflection. Alter ego. Reflection. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. I think. Yeah, this is. We can look into that as being the source for our evil clone. So, a trader was en route to X with a powerful salve of healing and was stopped by the evil clone of a local wizard. And then we can make a secret panel and look into the mirror stuff from Dark Archive for inspo. I like that. That's cool. I like stories where there is an evil clone. There's a bunch of really cool stories with evil clones. It's always a wellspring. Right, let's have another go. For your protection, the local militia has gotten greedy and is charging businesses for protection against the creature. Those who don't pay are roughed up by the militia themselves or handed over to the creature. Seems like a frontier problem to me. A thirsty vampire spawn out on the hunt. My mind is twisted because that's a different kind of thirsty than I was thinking. But it works. Either way works. But having a small town on the fringes of the Empire feeding people to the thirsty vampire spawn. That's too good. And more spooky encounters. Praise the deck. Right, so we need to figure out where we can place this. So let's zoom out and see where we are lacking. So we've already got some vampire stuff here, so maybe along here, maybe it could be someone that was spawned by the vampire that's up here, someone that was turned by them, and they have fled and ended up at this town or whatever it is. There's an open grave there as well. They've ended up at, a town or a village, and they've set up shop, and yeah. So for your... No, we want... This is going to be a monster. Thirsty vampire. And it has to be... they have to be thirsty. Right, go and hide that. So, the local militia has been charging protection fees, and anyone that doesn't pay gets roughed up and fed to the local thirsty vampire. Are you using, or do you have the Gothic horror expansion for this? I don't have the Gothic horror expansion. I am very much considering getting that though. Hail the omniscient deck. May his holy cards bless us with inspirational seasonal encounters forever and ever. Amen. I am very much considering getting the horror expansion. We are getting very close to have gone through certainly all the quests in this. So it may be time. I might poke Steve from Lunch Break Heroes and be like, Can I have the Gothic deck, please? Pretty please. Right, let's do another pull. Improper disposal. The apothecary has been dumping rejected potions into the sewers. As a result, a mutated creature is now threatening to overrun the city's plumbing. Oh, yeah, the demons and vampires are all part of the regular deck. What creature have we got? A banshee with a sore throat. The dream, but no, shame deck. A giant three-headed dog with a cute nickname and a taste for flesh. Drop the cute. The cute nickname could work. Giant mutated dogs in the sewers could be cool. Could put the deck of many quests as a magic item where it forces them to do quests for a boon. That's an interesting meta idea, that. Right, so we're going to have some kind of apothecary dumping stuff into a sewer. So sewers make me think of cities, so we want to again look at some cities that have got, oh excuse me, oh dear me, cities that have got problem. I mean, Cole has got nothing. Labrador Cerberus, I like that. So yeah, the apothecary of the city of Cole. Two ravenous pitbull heads and one Labrador puppy head. Now, we don't shame pitbulls in this house. Pitbulls are good dogs. All dogs are good dogs. Right, okay, so the local apothecary has been dumping potions into the sewers, where they have mutated a range of creatures, including a Cerberus-like dog. Ideal. Apothecary, mutated, Cerberus. No, you haven't confused them. They are renowned as being like aggressive dogs, but every pit bull I've ever met has been really friendly. It's the puppy head, which is just all like grotesque heads, and then just this one oh, if it's gonna be like two huge heads and one small, yeah, so two large and evil looking heads, but the actual bad head is a chihuahua. I have no idea how to spell the word chihuahua, but if we're going to have a tiny head be the vicious one, it's got to be a chihuahua. Anytime I say the word chihuahua, it makes me think of the song My Sharona and saying chihuahua to My Sharona. Right, enough of that madness. Where is my page? There it is. Let's do another quest. Good old-fashioned feud. Creature has long feud with creature, both of whom have been trying to gain possession of item. You've been hired by one of them to gain the upper hand in the feud or acquire the item. So our first creature is a foul-tempered manticore, and then a three-legged griffin. Those are actually a reasonable pairing, a manticore and a griffin. That's pretty good. And they're fighting over the sword of Shinmar. Been able to cut through the vast the very fabric of reality. That's cool. So I don't know why they'd be fighting over this, but I like it. Right, so we're going to zoom out again, and we're just going to pick an empty spot somewhere that we could reasonably have up here. A manticore and a griffin be fighting over the sword of Shinmar. So we're going to have this be the sword of Shinmar. We are definitely here for it being able to cut through the fabric of reality. That's not where I intended to put it, but it's probably not a problem. But we are going to move it. Could be Shinmar was once their companion, and I think that each were... Yeah, that's a cool idea. I like that a lot. I've heard IRL myths of much more mundane creatures having possession of much more legendary creatures. Shinmar got between them in a feud, and they blame each other. Maybe, yeah. So let's go ahead and hide this. So we want to say a griffin are feuding over who owns the legendary sword of Shinmar, which is said to have been able to cut the very fabric of reality. Or they fell through the crack and are determined to be the one to rescue him. Could be, yeah, the fabric. Reality stuff is the cause of the feud. Perfect. So let's go and do another one. How many? We're getting real close now. 3. We've got 6 left. We still have so many items. Like, I feel like the items themselves are just going to be, let's pull items and place items throughout the world. But we'll get through these 6. A modest proposal. The princess is about to be wed and has requested that the dowry contain item, and item. The king has hired you to retrieve all 3 items in time for the wedding to take place. That feels like even just the concept of that feels like a slog as a player. Like, even if there are amazing items, I'm not getting them. It's a dowry. Like, it's going to someone else. Like, nah. The impossible task is she doesn't want to marry. I mean, that makes it more interesting. I don't know if it makes it interesting enough that I, as a player, would care to go and get these 3 items, because they can't be super close together. I mean, there's probably a way that we could do it, like having, they're each owned by a different noble within the city, so it's fairly small scale, but still, it doesn't immediately spark joy. Like, and I need my quest to spark joy, So let's move on. A gang of thieves, the ethereal heist. A gang of thieves have gained the ability to cross into the ethereal plane. They've recently stolen an item, and the captain and the guard is hot on their trail. To complicate matters, someone in the gang is very close to your pie. I like that. That's cool. Like, heists are always cool. And what have they stolen? The robe of the Tesseract. That sounds awesome. Forged from the fabric of the universe itself by an unnamed god, these robes allow one to move through space and time. Once per day, the wearer may teleport to any previously visited destination that they remember. That's cool. The ethereal plane is a transient plane that kind of exists as a spectral mirror of the material plane, and you can use it to kind of travel around. It's like the ghost world, kinda. But that is cool. Like, the robe of the Tesseract sounds pretty awesome. Let's find somewhere. Let's find somewhere for this to live. I mean, we are right here. We're right next to the city, so let's just make it this city, So let's place it just outside the city, and we're going to create a point of interest, and this is going to be the robe of the Tesseract. Such a cool name. Excuse me. I think we've established over the course of the last 4 months, if something's got a cool name, it endears itself to me immediately. Like, I don't care about the specifics. Just give me a cool name. So a gang of thieves have stolen the robe of the robe of the Tesseract. And that's not really the ethereal heist element of it. They're in the ethereal realm before the insight and incident, and before the players really figure anything out. So, the guard captain needs the players' help catching them. Someone in the gang is close to the party. We'll keep that for now, because that can be an interesting element. Yeah, cool name or a funny or foolish name. Welcome, Gift of the Gabby. We are doing some world building using the deck of many quests, and we're just in time for us to pull another card. So this one is, now where did I put that? A researcher has lost their item while out studying a creature in their natural habitat. The researcher wants the item back, but the creature have found a lost item and are rather attached to it. So what is the item? A pendant of health. Whoever wears this pendant is immune to all disease and sickness and can heal others with their very touch once per day. That is cool. I can understand why a creature would be kind of attached to that. And a sneaky doppelganger. That's cool, but I don't think that works for this. I kind of feel like this would be perfect for a dragon. A steely-eyed basilisk that lurks in the shadows and wears a mysterious collar. The mysterious collar is the pendant of health. It's all coming together. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. I actually thought the party had met the gang and the gang tried to take them involved to help them and take this hide that don't ask question. Could be that, yeah. So let's go and figure out where this basilisk and stuff is going to be. Again, we got a lot of empty space. So we're going to choose somewhere in the empty space. And have we already got a basilisk? We don't. We don't. That's cool. So basilisk PF2 AON. They are creature 5. Okay. Great, from template monsters. Oh, it's level 5. It is every day because it only heals them and doesn't cure the child's disease. I don't know how intelligent basilisks are. -3. They are more of a monster than they are, or more of a beast than they are intelligent. But a researcher has lost the pendant of health, immune to sickness and disease, and can heal on touch once per day while studying a basilisk. We'll fix that in a minute. The basilisk now has the pendant. Hence why they don't realise they need to. Yeah, good. Yeah. Yeah. Using their once a day power. Yeah. I'm with you. The basilisk. Now I'm with you. Nice. Don't need intelligence to see pendant makes child not hurt. Pendant stays. Yeah. Yeah. I suppose that's true. And they're -3 intelligence, so that'd be what? Like intelligence 4? I think they might still be capable of communication. I don't know if they have a language. Let's find out. No? I'm not super familiar with the stat block layout for Tiwi, so I'm not sure where it would say what languages they speak. Or whether they even speak languages. But I don't... Oh, here we go. Maybe. No languages. So they just know this magic rock makes my baby basilisk feel better. But yeah, that's cool. That's another monster, another interesting twist. Right, devilish dishes. Chef Musad is known throughout the region for his delectable cuisine. He sold his soul to a devil in exchange for success, and his contract is due. The devil will only take the item in exchange for the soul. I like that. The immovable rod. I mean, that doesn't feel like something a devil would necessarily care about, but it does feel like something a devil would use to trick someone. Yes, I actually really like that. Devil being like, I'll only take this rod. The rod is actually an immovable rod. There's no way you can get it back to the devil. That's classic devil trickery. That the item is just a very good dish, and not even the devil himself can help the chef make. Right, so could be God's immovable rod, a rod that even the gods can't move. I mean, without the command word, no one can move an immovable rod, as far as I'm aware. We got a town here, so we're going to go that Chef Musad is traveling around and has found themselves in this town. And the devil wants their due. Oh my lord. I am a tired man today. So we want devilish dishes. It's not the word. Dishes. Devil went down to Masad. Hide. Okay, the legendary chef. They're sold to a devil for their cooking skills. And the devil wants their due. The only thing they will accept in exchange is a wand that is actually an immovable rod, which must be stolen from fun and funky location. I have no idea what the location will be. Somewhere interesting. We'll figure that out close to the time. Bakra says, got to imagine that the real item is the mouse under the chef's hat. the devil is actually a mouse. A mouse devil. I like that. Right then. We've got like, what, 3? 2? Oh, it's the final 2. Okay, so this one is going to be Who's Who. After a night in the tavern, each member of the party wakes up in the body of another member with no memory of what happened. One party member's body is gone, however, their mind is inside a sentient item. That's a risky play. You need to really trust your players for this. The ewer of infinite water. Whatever you do, don't leave it tipped over. Last time it happened, some guy had to build an ark. I like that. One of them is inside a pitcher of water, and they can be like, have them be like plasmoidy. We're gonna put it in this town right here. Okay, so hide our pin, and then party wake up in the wrong bodies. One of them potentially is a pitcher of infinite water, so like a plasmoid, and they need to figure out what happened. That could be a really fun one shot to run. If someone, oh yes, that's what it's going to be. That one, changing places, is reserved specifically for when one person isn't there, because then they can be the sentient, the magic item. But they don't have to. They can just be a magic item. We don't even necessarily need to use the pitcher of infinite water. We just a magic item that can communicate, and their body is missing, and that's why they're not there for the session. Everyone else gets to have a one shot where they're playing as different characters all mixed up. That could actually be a lot of fun. I like that a lot. Right then, very last quest. Let's see whether it's a decent one. The loneliest number, a young child with an innate telepathic power, has been discovered alone in the woods. The child was raised in seclusion by a creature who is seeking the child's return. That's pretty good. What's the creature though? The creature will make or break it. A pesky poltergeist with a penchant for pranks. That could actually be quite funny. Bob, spill me over. I like that. Young child out in the wild, out in the woods. Yeah, out in the woods. We got some woods. We got some woods right here. Oh, we do have some woods. There we go. There is a planar portal there that could play into it in some way. So the loneliest number. Hide our page. Hide our pen. And go ahead and a young child with psychic powers who was raised by a poltergeist is found wandering the woods. Another ad? Really? Ah, Twitch has been so annoying with ads lately. Like, it's like, oh yeah, you know, turn them on so you can turn off pre-rolls so people don't get them as they come in. But then we're going to run them all the time. Like, could be that the child opened the portal. We'll sit on that until the ad finishes running, and I'm actually going to sit down. And we'll wait for the ad to finish and then figure out back. Perfect. So yeah, we could have it that the child opened the portal. Let's see what we've got about this planar portal. Nothing other than the planar portal. So yeah, so loneliest number. Question mark. That'll be enough. Be enough for me to remember who it is and what it's doing. So yeah, that is all of the quest cards used. Welcome from Germany, no leper. How are we? We're just about to figure out how many new pins we've put on here this evening. So I think at my last count, I was up to like 415, 416, somewhere around there. So we're gonna zoom out here and we're gonna figure out how many we've got. So 264 plus 177 is 441 pins. So I think we're on 416. So I think we've added like 25 pins this evening, which is pretty good going. Like, that's a good evening's work. That's it. No, it's not. We have used the deck in a stream previously, though. I cut the rest of the cards out, and I skipped a whole bunch of the quest cards because they didn't fit my my particular vision. So let's go ahead and have a looky loo, and now we've gone through them all. So if I go face cam, so like that's the thickness of the quests deck. So you know it's a pretty decent number of quests, and obviously each of them is predicated on the item or creature deck, so you have a lot more variety. I do think that some extra quests, like a quest expansion that is just no items, no creatures, just quests, would be handy, because I think that the quest deck is the smallest one of the three. Yeah, let's have a look actually. Monsters, potions, items. Maybe, yeah, I'd say, yeah, the quest element seems like it is the smallest one of the three. So it would be nice to get an expansion that is just more quests, because then you can get greater use out of the items and creatures. That's the word. Draw items for placing. Yeah, what time we're on? We are on 25 to midnight. Yeah, we got a little bit of time. So we'll draw some items and see what we get. So the axe of Romund. Romund, the legendary barbarian, dropped this axe on the day of his death. Wield it now and deal tremendous damage to your foes. That's cool. I like that. It's always handy to have legendary axes in the world. And we do just need to fill out some space in the Desk Empire. So let's zoom in and see where we end up. We've ended up right between the H and the E. So we're going to create from template. So the axe of Romund. And we'll figure out what kind of axe it is in the future. but we can place that. Hide our pin. We need to change the pin because it is not the right kind of pin to be a magic item. I have to look through all the various like arms and things holding all the cameras to see that end of my screen. So the legendary barbarian Romand, and you have to hard roll the R on it. Dropped his mighty axe here on the day of his death. I feel like we go full on Mjolnir with this, and this axe can only be picked up by those that are worthy. Who are worthy? Oh my god, I cannot type. Worthy. Perfect. Amazing. I did it. Gold star for me. Excellent. Yeah, more items. What we've got? The pendant of poxes. Whoever wears this pendant is plagued by disease and sickness, and it spreads into those nearby. I don't know how I feel about that one. It's a bit too fresh after the last couple of years. What kind of worthy? I have no idea what kind of worthy. A lot of that would probably come from the context that we get from other points around it. So if I jump in here and we go to a more populated region. So for like a lot of the areas that we've done here, what we'll do is I'll place a pin, give very little information on it, and then once there's sort of 10-15 points within a region, you can start to look at what they have in common, and they start feeding into each other, and you get more and more context about the world and about all of these different pins the more you have. And that's been how I've been expanding on a lot of the concepts. So like we get the initial concept from the deck of many quests, or from my master spreadsheet where I've got a bunch of generators, and then we build a load of them and then just slowly start interconnecting them all, and that's where we start building the more interesting stories from. Maybe you could ask chat to create quest cards with blanks to fill. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Could be a cool redeem option for points. The pendant of poxes could be disguised as a pendant of health. The axe is simple. Everyone with less than 18 strength cannot lift it. Something like that. You know, like a worthiness thing could just be flat out strength based. Or it could be something else. A lot of it will depend on kind of what we get in terms of context from this region of the Jewel Cities going forward. It's just a very, very heavy axe. That could be an interesting twist on it. And it's like, oh, the original owner was an absolute unit. Just one hench arm. That's quite a funny way to go with it. Only problem with that is there's not really a way to communicate that to the players. Other than just like our legendary tales of how strong this person was. But you know, if the players find this thing, they're going to want to pick it up and want some way to facilitate that, even if then they don't necessarily meet the criteria immediately. I suppose they could go away and have a training montage and spend 6 months of in-game time pumping iron and then come back. It could be could be something. Let's go ahead. The Amulet of Souls. This onyx amulet captures the souls of those killed by its wearer. To what end, no one is sure. Awesome, evocative, great name. And onyx is a really cool thing. I think we have a city called Onyx, in fact. Let's find out. A city called Onyx. Do we really not have a city called Onyx? We must. We don't. That doesn't feel right. We've got a city called Obsidian, but I really would have thought we'd have a city called Onyx by now. Not the first time an obvious gem name has been skipped. No, certainly won't be the last time either. I think we might have skipped it because I'm sure there is a place somewhere else in my world that's got onyx in the name. Happened with quartz or amber. Happened with quartz, amber, obsidian. There's a lot of stones, y'all. But no, we can go with the onyx, the Amulet of Souls. It's called the Amulet of Souls. It just happens to be made of onyx, so we don't need a name connection to the city. So we're zooming in here, and we're going to put it right here. So create from template, hidden, the Amulet of Souls. Is the city of Ruby known for its port? That's a very good point, Bravo. Welcome to the stream. And it isn't, but maybe it should be. Maybe they should have some really good port. Hide pin. We want to edit our pin. We want to change this so it is green and a little treasure chest looking thing. And then we want to use stars for it being a magic item. And confirm. Onyx can be the city just above the unclaimed lands. I feel like there is a reason I haven't gone with Onyx that is escaping me. So I'll have to have a look to see first. This amulet captures the souls of anyone killed whilst it is worn. No one knows to what purpose. Not seaports, but major hub for trains. You know, Ruby on Rails. Let's have a look. We'll do one more. We'll do one more. Village in a bottle. Once cursed by a powerful sorcerer, this village was shrunk down from its original size to be able to fit into a glass bottle. If you look closely enough, you can see tiny people going about their day inside the glass prison. That is cool. I like that a lot. I feel like that would be something that would exist inside the tower. Like, that needs to live inside the Lady's Tower, which makes sense. Like, the Subjugator, the previous empire, did have a penchant for miniaturized glass facsimiles of his enemies. So I love the idea of him having put a village into a bottle. That's super cool. That's what happens inside a genie's lamp, yeah. I like that a lot. That's super cool. That's a great one to end the main bulk of these. Hide pin, edit pin. And it's going to be a magic item, so it needs to have stars. And then... Village in a bottle. The Subjugator cast a spell to put a village in a bottle as punishment. If you look closely, the Subjugator. We've established we don't look up until we've finished. If you look closely, you can see the tiny people inside going about their lives. The Order of the Crimson Vow can be dropped in there. That would be cool. One or more members of the Crimson Vow are also trapped within. Get the prisoner out of the tower and the bottle. Yeah, getting out of there would be hard. Don't break the bottle as they won't increase the size if done incorrectly. Yeah, like breaking. So that's an already established thing with the Subjugator. So during the subjugation, one of the things that he would do, hollow people, that's how he made the hollow, is rip out their souls and put them in like miniature glass like copies of them. So he does have a tendency to like bottle things anyway. So if you smashed this village in a bottle, you just kill all the people in it, like straight up. They wouldn't return to size. They wouldn't continue to be tiny. You just obliterate the planet they're living on, essentially. No, do people turn regular size or do they stay tiny? Neither. You need the spell to return the village to its proper place, and you'd probably want to take it back to where it was. Not necessarily, but otherwise you just spring in a village up somewhere. But if you smash the bottle, you're apocalypsing them. You know, it's a full-on end-level threat if you smash it for them. What if the village in the bottle that has a soul of a hollow? From the perspective of the village, it's a ghost guardian spirit of the village. Village appears in the tower. Village appears in the tower, yeah. Oh, could have the soul of a hollow in it. A member of the Hollowed who wants their soul back. That could be an interesting way for the players to learn about it. Have this powerful sorcerer approach them, someone that they assume is going to be a villain, and they're like, hey, my soul's in this village. There's inside a bottle. What's the list of hollows? That's a good question. Let's go and have a look. I can't see it. I cannot see the hollow. Were they in the list of factions? Doesn't seem like they were. Search. It is its own article. I just thought it was in the category of factions. It's not. It's in the category of the history of the Jewel Cities. We just have to get there because my PC is not having fun. We're not using a whole bunch of CPU, so I'm not sure why it's not having fun. History of the Jewel Cities, the Hollowed. So we have the Shadow Master, the Broken One, the Firebringer, the Ashen, the Imprisoned, the Constructed, the Collector, the Crude Jewel, the Empty, the Sovereign, the Harvester, the Southern Wind, the Stampede, the Horde, the Ravenous, the Endless, the Forsaken, the Inevitable, the Tormented, the Echoing Darkness, and the Thousand Faces. It could be a memory bottleneck. The Imprisoned is way too on the nose. I like the Firebringer. I feel like we've used the Ashen, but I'm not 100% sure where, so I actually might, as much as I was saying. Maybe we haven't used the Ashen. It's not even finding it in this article. Why is it not finding it in this article? That's weird. That's probably a problem. It's because it's in a secret block. The Empty, his body is empty, his soul's not there. That's true for all of them, but could work. The Collector is inside the bottle with all this treasure. That could also work. We're gonna go with the Empty. We're gonna go with the Empty. I'm gonna go Trapped. Soul is trapped inside the village in a bottle located in the Black Tower. Located in the Black Tower. Maybe it's the original village was empty from part of the punishment. Could be part of the punishment. So yeah, the soul of the Hollowed, known as the Empty, is inside this village in a bottle with a bunch of other people, maybe with some members of the Crimson Vow. Maybe there was some kind of battle or something. And that is now inside the Black Tower. That is super cool. I like that. I like that a lot. And I think that is an ideal place to end the world building. So we are coming up on midnight here, which means it's pretty much time for me to go to bed because I'm yawning an awful lot. So while I sort out the cards and get everything squared away, go ahead, and if there's any questions you have about anything in general, any RPG related stuff in general, anything about my world and the jewel cities and all that good stuff, throw it down in the chat while I'm going ahead and organising all of my cards. Also, because I forgot to mention it all stream again, I'm running a Kickstarter. I'm awful at remembering this. For some reason, my brain just turns it off when we're running the stream. But I'm running a Kickstarter. The first 12 issues of my monthly magazine SideQuest are getting bundled together into a hardback book, and it's being made available. The Kickstarter is running and funded and has already started unlocking stretch goals, and the link is in the chat, so go ahead and check it out if you haven't. Yes, I have a question. How come the stream's over and you haven't played the Kickstarter yet? Oh, God. Pacific Sunset says, how did you come up with the shape of your continents? There's a couple of different nice ways to do it. Both, I believe, Wonderdraft and Incarnate now have... you can make it something that people can redeem. I'm absolutely going to do that. Both Wonderdraft and Incarnate, I believe, have the option to kind of create continent shapes for you, which is a really handy way of doing it. Another option is to take kind of an individual coastline from a real world country and kind of merge it with coastlines from other countries and kind of make an amalgamation of multiple countries' coastlines into a new country. That can kind of backfire because some coastlines and borders are super identifiable, and people will be like, "Hey, that little island there looks just like Austria." I'm speaking from experience, obviously. Another way to do it is roll a whole bunch of dice or pour out a bunch of beans onto a piece of paper and trace around them. That's a really old school method, but it works really well. And then you draw around it. If you use dice and stuff, you can have the different numbers represent different kind of areas of terrain, which is really cool as well. Speaking of segues, yeah. Speaking of segues, did you know I have a Kickstarter? Crikey. Right. While you are thinking of more questions and things to make fun of me in the comments, I'm going to do my weekly plug of all my stuff. So I've already plugged the Kickstarter. As you know, I've been plugging it all stream really effectively. Everyone knows about it. It's going really well. A+ job. But did you also know that I have a Discord where you can go and chat with a whole bunch of other like-minded TTRPG enthusiasts, including people from the stream, and we have a Jewel Cities of Talavar channel over there where we can talk about stuff relating to this world that is being built in between streams, and it's all really good fun. What else have I got? Oh yeah, I've got a YouTube channel where I make a whole bunch of videos about all things TTRPGs. This last week I just did a video looking at a new campaign management tool, sort of like a Legend Keeper-esque thing called Master Screen. That was really cool. This coming week I'm going to be doing a Pathfinder versus D&D 5e video comparing the Wizard. I think I've done one for the Fighter that went down really well, and a lot of people want to know what the difference between the Wizards are, so I'm going to do that this week. And then I also have a Patreon where the aforementioned SideQuest magazine gets published every month. This coming week is going to be the release of issue 17, which is a spooky October themed issue. There's going to be a new skeleton ancestry, so you can play as a skeleton, and I'm also going to be remaking pretty much all of the skeleton monsters from the SRD and making them actually interesting, which is going to be a lot of fun as well. I think that is... Oh, and I have a drive-through RPG where you can get individual issues of SideQuest and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So that's linked there as well. I think that's all my links. That seems like all of my links. I'm gonna post the Kickstarter link again just to make up for the fact that I haven't posted it in the last 2 hours. Fortunately, Stream Elements posts it automatically, and if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have had any reference of it for 2 hours. Doesn't matter that, it's ongoing and is, a big part of my livelihood. Just forget to do it. Here's a question: you plug YouTube? God damn it, that's out. Bakura says, if George R. R. Martin can flip Ireland upside down and plot his world on it. Yeah, that's very true. Skeleton ancestries, aren't we already half skeleton? How does that even work? It's just, you want to play as a spooky skeleton, you can play as a spooky skeleton. The unfortunately, the best place that it fits is in the kind of race ancestry thing, because it's not a class. So it's just, instead of being like a terrible like monster, you're just a skeleton. My mother was my mother, and my father was a spooky skeleton. Needless to say, they boned. That's funny. That got auto-flagged by the mod, and I approved it. I've got a feeling that I might have just approved the entire term boned. That's fine. I'm sure that won't come back to bite me in the butt. But yes, we are very close to midnight. I'm very clearly delirious with the need for sleep. So we're going to end the stream there. Thank you very much for joining in. If it was the first time that you've come to one of these streams, do hit the follow button. We do this every single week. It's always a lot of fun. Most of the time, I remember all the things that I'm supposed to plug throughout the thing. And I definitely never forget, and it's always fine. But my name has been Anto. This is Icarus Games. And until next time, happy gaming.